All right, well, welcome back, everybody. This will be the update for December of 2019. Oh, I'm sorry, November of 2019. It is almost the end of the year. I tried to get one up last month, but I didn't have time. There's lots to cover, so we're going to try to make this as quick as possible. Forgive me if I stumble or something like that, but we're going to start now. All right, so if you can tell, these tracks have been weathered. They're getting ready for ballast. You can also see that I've put a grade and a road in partially there. This is going to be the access road to the Shell refinery, which is what it's going to be. I've already decided it's going to be a Shell refinery. And the other side of the road, which will come out to whatever this center aisle is going to be later. But from this view, this angle, you can see the road. What I do is I use plaster, and I'm gonna make this quick. I use plaster, household patching plaster, and plaster tape. And the reason I do this is cheap. It works just like concrete and rebarb, and I can get the same effects as smooth it or anything else. Yeah, I got some cleaning up to do on the sides, and I still use my tape to, give it a nice, even width. But on the grade areas, I usually just kind of let it fall off to the sides, especially when there's many tracks. So, yeah, so far that's been going on. I've done quite a bit the last month or so. This is the Shell refinery, or is parts of it. This kit here, the 4 tank kit, was another truck loading rack facility, but I changed it into a tank car storage tank transfer. And back here on the backdrop, them big silver tanks that I've been having, they're actually replaced now with that big tall fuel tank that you can order from Walthers, and I split it in half. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I also realized that when I laid my track, I had enough room to do another unloading platform, so I went ahead and ordered another one. And I've already started building this kit, and it's coming along fine. I don't have any issues out of it. It ain't giving me no issues. You see the extra pier there, because I don't need it. I already know what I need and what I don't need. And the kit should go along pretty quick. Of course, I want to put lights on it, on the walkways and the unloading racks. It can hold 3 tank cars per track. I do have my track wired and ready for the most part, but there's a turnout right down here. This is the old turnout that come off the east side of the bridge when I put that curved turnout in. It's nothing really wrong with it. It's just an old piece of track, and I would rather go ahead and just put a new turnout in. If I'm going to lay new track, usually I like to go with new track. So it's just a mock-up, and the reason it's here is because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this here, this as another industry. I don't know yet, but moving back to the transfer, or I'm sorry, it's cold up here. It's like 29 degrees and it's still falling. It's supposed to be down freezing, I think, below freeze. It's like 15 degrees tonight, I think. So I'm trying to get this thing out as quick as possible. But the Shell refinery over here, I've done quite a bit of work, and I've been playing around. I haven't done anything really with the unloading ramp. You can see there's a partial backdrop up there, and the reason I left that like that is because of back here. I was looking at the wall, the track, and there's a little segment here that I want to show you and see what you think. We're just going to walk around here real quick. And if you look at this grade crossing from this end, the road and the grade crossing, this layout comes up just high enough that if I could put a shelf in here, another shelf, and it's not a problem because this is a pretty deep shelf. So even if I was to bring it up here, you see there's plenty of shelf space, and it only gives me about 2.5 inches here. And I thought about maybe making one side an open-end repair area, or just an extra on the other side as a storage track for tankers, that you could put more tankers in there. So that's just an idea. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you know, there's a possibility. This is a 9 by 11 by 8 layout. It probably will be about 5.5 in the center when I get through with it. It's not massive, but for me, it's plenty of room. I got a lot of operational opportunities, and night operations is what I'm shooting for. And I really just love to relax, look at the lights, watch the trains operate, do my deal, my switching and sipping and good coffee and stuff like that. So moving on. Getting to the, back to this corner. So we're moving on the layout here. And as you've noticed, I've, started putting in my roadway, that will go underneath these tracks back here. We've talked about this. I can't put a bridge. I can put a bridge, but I'm not building another one. This was hand built, and there's nothing wrong with it. I got to finish it and light it up as well, put rails on it, and, finish the, supports. But I was originally going to put this bridge over here, but it would cut back too far, and I didn't want that. So the only other option was to cross the tracks, which there are too many tracks back here, as you can see. And I do not want to break a train. And it's really an industrial area, so I don't want that to really be accessible that way. So I decided to go underneath. And even though it's not really going underneath, it's going to look like it does. All this will be covered with something, probably some kind of foam or something, and plaster, and it will look like it's, you know, grassy, maybe like a slight hill. And the road will actually go down and be lit up like it goes underneath into the other side back here on the wall. Another reason I'm doing that, as you can see, the road spans. These are the actual plaques that starts to bow, that go downward. And there's one here for each side. And, of course, I'm starting to work on that. I've been doing a lot, and I'm fixing to show you why. This kit is the newest addition to the town of Russell. And it is going to be the Shell station here in the town. This kit is actually Per Larson's kit. And everybody, I hope everybody knows who he is. He is the Summit custom cut model man, who can do modern day structures. And I'm going to tell you, this guy is amazing. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but hey, I'll pay it. The great news is he don't live but 2 hours from me. He stays in Lake Charles, and he has that awesome layout. And it goes from, I think it goes from Waycross, Georgia to somewhere else, but I'm going to go check it out. I've seen it. I'm subscribed to him. And he wants me to come see it. I'm just going to give him a call ahead, you know, a shout day or 2 or 3, you know, in advance. But, with his skills and my lighting ability, this is going to be a very beautiful kit. There's no base involved in this kit, so I'm having to build my own bases, which I do anyway. And I'll get to that, why I'm doing that in a minute. But this kit it's about, I think it was about right at $100. a little over with shipping and all, but it wasn't that bad. The price is worth it. Now you have to have a little bit of modeling skills with this kit. The resin's a special resin. There's a lot of sanding, puttying, bonding, and you got to use special types of glue, which is fine with me. I've got just about everything there is on the market. And I even cut out a new piece of floor. Sorry, I'm going to back away from that light. But, again, I found some more stuff in Hobby Lobby, by chance, actually. They've got a lot of ceiling tiles and, floors and different types of materials, just sheets, just plastic styrene sheet. There's 2 usually in a pack. And, I'm using that for the floor of the shell. But, this is the canopy. No, that tube is not the support. This is actually a very, very detailed kit. That's just actually some kind of paper tube that I just got supporting up the canopy. I'm just seeing how much room I'm going to need. Working myself back that way, but that's my newest addition. Over here is going to be the fuel dumps where you dump your regular, your premium, your diesel. These are the vents. And again, I use plaster. So they're engraved. I'm going to get caps and put them down. And usually your regular's white, your premium's yellow, and your diesel is red. So that will also be modeled up so you can see a truck, dropping fuel and having a vent hose as well into one of the tanks, whichever one he's going to be dumping in. But this right here is a road. It will not be a road. It will actually be a dead end, more or less an access road, just into the shell driveway here. And I'm sorry about that reflection. I don't know what that, I guess it's off that light. But, and then the out part will be right here. This is all, like I said, built on the balsa wood base, just like the, Dairy Queen. Now, I know you haven't seen this. I think the last time you seen this kit, it was sitting in the grass and the walls wasn't even together. They were just in place and they were just kind of gaping out. Since then, I have completed up the exterior, except for the awnings, which I've got to put in lights in that. I've got to drill holes, just like the Dairy Queen sign. And the chill and grill. And also on this side, what you're actually looking at is my wiring experiment. I'm just looking at this kit, and tonight while I was right here running trains, I was just seeing exactly how it was going to look inside, and really, to be honest, it really looks good. I don't know if I can get low enough, but if I can get in there where you can see it, you can actually see the back where part of the kitchen's at. You can see the fountain area. There's the register area under there. And if I get in there close enough, there's the menu boards. That's where the menu boards will be. Okay? So, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, so far, this is what's been going on. I've been working on the parking lot. I've got a handicap spot here that I have not finished up. I'm still working on that. And then, of course, I've got to finish up. And then, of course, I've done the back, the drive-through area, and the parking lot on this side. Now, this is for my latest brother's passing. It's going to probably be bright, so it's probably hard to even see. But this is the town of Russell. And as you can see at the top, there is a flashing beacon. And then down here where it says the town of, and then below is Russell. If you see right there, you can make that out. Yeah, the little rainbow is my idea. The lights are a little bright. I need to cut them down a bit. But then you have the exterior lights over the door here, and then you have one over here on the side. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And of course, I can't wait to look at it at night. I haven't checked it out yet. But as the town starts to be developed and I get it lit up, get the street lit up, get, more details. I will do another night video with everything off like I did before with this section. And that lets you see what I'm talking about, how the light just brings everything to light and to life. If you look at this telephone pole, this is Luke Townend's work, and not his actual work, but my replication of his work. I know one of you asked me a long time ago so about get some telephone poles. Well, yeah, these little cheap ones here, I think you can get them with a train set. Most of them are they're real short, but I'm going to show you the difference. If you look here, that is that telephone pole, or power pole, whatever you want to call it for that time. This is the hand-built version, and it is to scale off of his specs. This is a cross power line where you will cross from either tracks to a substation to whatever, and then it intersects into the other ones that go on. And I've all built that out of wooden pieces and dowels, and I've roughed it up, and I mean, it's really nice. It really looks good, but that's the right scale. And if you look at these crossing bucks here, the Cavaliers here, you can see that's the right scale. So these pretty much bye-bye. So as I build them, I will replace them. And that's what will go there. And of course, I'll put the lines on them. Some of these will be lit up. Others won't be. For pretty much everything on the town side will be lit up. All the power poles are going to have a light for the like a street lamp. So another thing I've done, I did get my track back here, and I got it started, and I just got to finish it and get it weathered a little bit, and I've got to finish up this section here. But everything else is down. This thing here is complete. I do got to tone them lights down. They are a little bit bright, but let me see. I might be able to do that. Hold on. Well, I tried to tone them down a little bit, but it just doesn't seem to. I think a lot of it's just glare from this big over lamp. If the lights were off, it'd be a little bit more visible. But I'm trying to see. Maybe. Anyway, you can see Russell right there, and the town of course. And I'm still trying to get them decals just to disappear. It's going to take a little time. I'll keep washing them over with some of that micro saw, and eventually that stuff will just disappear. But yeah, I hope he's proud of it, and I hope he likes it wherever he may be. And but yeah, it's been quite a month for me. I've done quite a bit. I haven't really done anything over here on this section. Everything's pretty much the same. By the way, I did do this. Remember, it was a little joke I was doing before all this happened with my brother a few months back. This was the my version as a little joke of my of the CSX Hornet, and I know it's a SG40-2, but like this one here. But I don't know, it's just a little joke. I got it, and I just wanted to do it, see if I could do it. And I hand painted all the front and the back and the side decal, which I say decal, but it's actually paint. The CSX and everything, and it's all to scale and to correct dimension. Of course, the side decal and all the little corks and warnings and all that good stuff is all decal, but and watch your step and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's done for the most part. Got the rails back on it. I've got to touch up the edges. I got to put that same yellow where they're white. And I've put some handrails on it and all. I got to change the coupler still out, and I still got to put some MU cables and all that good stuff. But it's just a little, like I said, it's really a dead dummy. It doesn't run. It's just to pull extra with units that makes it look like it's a longer train. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, because we're already pushing 20 minutes. I'm going to plan on getting a Taco Bell. I know from this gentleman here, Pear, and that will probably sit right here somewhere. But he does like extra, what they call it, order signs. And I'm going to get one for this kit, for this Dairy Queen, because here's the thing. That's probably, the Dairy Queen, and we talked about this, is probably the best kit, modern day wise, that you can find on the market. But I don't understand, it's got a drive-through window. If you see it, that's a drive-through window. But there's no menu sign, and I don't understand that. And I know Dairy Queen has a menu sign. I've been to a Dairy Queen many times in my life, and you know, and I know they have an order sign. So either I make it myself, which I could, but I'm not. And I would when I order the Taco Bell and order that menu board, I'll just order an extra one, and of course I'll change up everything. But I'm going to have that one made up for the Dairy Queen. But, yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been working on. And then, of course, down here, I don't know yet. He's got a very nice motel, modern day. I think it's Summit, but it's supposed to be like a sleep-in or days, whatever you call it, all them sleep-ins and stuff. But it's nothing to get that kind of, you know, them kind of, you know, you can go to one of their rooms and get all kinds of stuff. But I've been thinking about getting it, but the kit, the full-size kit's too big for this layout. I've already took the dimensions, and it's just too big. He does make a backdrop style kit, where it's just the front. And I'm thinking about maybe modifying it, trying to see if I can get it to fit somewhere in there or somewhere in here. Just so, even though it is a small sub, it still is it's a main line. It's still a main line that runs through, the subdivision. So, there will be crew changes, and sometime they might have to have a layover overnight, and they can stay in this motel. I'd like to see it all lit up nice and with a, you know, a welcoming, you know, what do you call it, the front entry and all that good stuff. And I think it would really be awesome. But then again, I don't know. You know, I don't know. And I might just decide to maybe put it over in a corner over there, like the town is continuing down, and like it's more on this backside. I'm not sure yet. But, yeah, Pear makes mini kits, and I am very interested in quite a few. Besides the Taco Bell and the Days Inn or the hotel or whatever he's got. I was also thinking about getting another one. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head what it was. But, yeah. So that's pretty much what's been going on. While all that's been said, this will all be connected with the piping kit that I got. And there is quite a bit of stuff in here. So, this will also be built on the base. And the reason, getting back, that's my point I was trying to get to, the bases. The reason I build buildings, okay, is that each one of these are individually able to be pulled out, okay? You might snip some wires or something, but everything here, like this kit here, this is on its own deal, but I can break that kit where that gravel is. That's actually just foam beneath that. And when I can break that up, it's glued down, but I can just pop that right up after cutting some wires, snip, snip, and the kit itself can come up. And I don't have to worry about destroying the layout to try to save the kit. Now, I know a lot of y'all are probably like, well, why would you do that? Well, here's the thing. You never know what's going to happen. Now, I plan to stay here. I don't plan on going anywhere. But you never know. And even I might decide to get out of the hobby one day after I complete this layout and use it for a few years and decide I might just sell it, and, who knows? I don't think I would sell my diorama here, just like I wouldn't sell my bridge, because that is also named after my other brother, Tom Collins Bridge, in his memory. And that's hand-built. There's not another one like it anywhere. So I would not get rid of that for no amount of money. But just like I wouldn't this water tower. Even though the water tower is just the fact that it's a Werther's water tower and the base is something I come up with. It's sentimental value. And I built it for them in memory of them when this all happened. So I'll keep it. But this was the retaining wall that I was talking about. I've got a little weathering started there on the side. You can see it now better. But that's what I was talking about when I was talking about there'd be a retaining wall between the Dairy Queen and the water tower. Because I did bring it up just a bit. And it's really not too much. It's just the way it looks. But when you're actually level, it's at this level. So, of course, I'm 6'7", but when I build my built-up floor for, other operators or whatever, it will bring them up more to my height, which will be, my chin is about, just above this, about 3 inches, maybe two, maybe about two, maybe an inch and a half or so. But, it's pretty much close enough for me to eye level. I don't have to stoop at all. I could just get down and see trains run or operate or whatever I want to do. So that's what's been going on. I know there's probably more I need to cover and more that I've probably missed, but we have other videos I can do. But yeah, as the ballast, I will start laying the ballast and working the road on this side. We'll also continue working on the refinery. I'm not sure about the backdrop yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. I know the backdrop that I want to go over here, and I just got to find it because I want to run lights in the backdrop. So when I cut the lights on, I'll be able to have the backdrop blend in with the three-dimensional physical portion, and that way it looks like it's just one complete facility. It won't look, you just look at it and be like, dang, especially at night, where is that ended, or is that still part of the, it'll be hard to tell. So anyhow, but I'm Gary Nugent, and this will, like I said, this will be the November update. And until maybe next month, if I can get something up maybe before the end of the month, I doubt it. But everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and be thankful for what you got and who you have, and enjoy running trains. And I'll see you next month.